Hey, it's Kim. This is a planner video, and I debated making the video a little bit because this is not necessarily a planner channel, but it is my channel, and I'm into planners, and I tend to share things that I like and I'm into on the channel, so why not? And the planner I'm talking about is the Wonderland 222 or 222, not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but I did get the B6 size. And the reason why I wanted to put this video together is because when I was looking up information for this planner, I really couldn't find a lot out there. The videos I did find fell a bit short. They only described what was in the planner, which is the same thing I could have seen on the website. But I really wanted to see how people were using it. So that's the goal of my video today. This is really last minute. Like I said, I didn't really plan to make this video, but I figured if I needed help, somebody else definitely needs help out there too. So I'm really racing against time actually, because the sun is going down, it's super cloudy out. You know, I don't have anything set up, or anything, no makeup, nothing. But I figured this was as good a time as any to come on and walk you through the unboxing of the planner, as well as how I'm going to use it and how I'm going to set it up. I'm going to give you the layout, give you all the details as much as I can. So I do truly hope that this video helps someone. So I'm filming this in pieces, obviously. This is the intro. And I'm going to film and walk you through the actual planner in a minute, but I'll back up a little bit to explain just how I came across this planner in the first place. So I did film a video, and I'll link that up in the cards for you and down below, all about my 2021 planner haul and setup, describing a little bit about the planner that I would be using for 2021. I had intended to use a half-letter disc-bound planner, and in that video you can see how I set it up and where I got everything that goes into the planner. And I did promise a follow-up video soon on my full system that I'll be using for the year. But about a day later, probably a day after I filmed that video, I kind of had a change of heart. So I used to bullet journal for quite a few years, and I stopped and went over to using inserts in a planner because they just gave more structure. I didn't have to draw out the monthly layouts or the weekly layouts, so I really was craving that structure. However, at the start of this year, I kind of realized that I'm missing bullet journaling. I'm missing having a bound book that I can keep at the end of the year. I missed recording all those memories and those fun things that might have happened throughout the year in a book that I can go back and reflect on later, which I actually do. When I'm using a disc-bound planner, I just tend to throw away the inserts. So I don't even really record memories or anything that I want to have for future reference or hold on to for later. So I really was missing that aspect of having a bullet journal. So I came across the Hobonichi Cousin, which is an A5 size, or that is the size I would use, and it offers both the monthly, weekly, and daily layouts. I kind of felt like maybe that wouldn't work for me because I think the daily pages are probably a bit too big. And I would also feel a little bit of anxiety if there were pages that I didn't fill up for a day. You know, I would feel like I need to go back and put something on, I don't know, a little stressful in my brain. And then I saw that people were using the Stylist, which is basically just a blank notebook of a similar kind of paper, like that thinner paper from Japan, or from an Asian country. I think it's Japan. Anyway, so people use that as a bullet journal. So that got my wheels spinning, and I also saw that the Stylist is offered in a B6 size. So that would prevent me feeling like the A5 size paper was too big for my daily notes or my daily journaling. I really think that the B6 size will be perfect for me. So I was all set to order a B6 Stylist to try it out and to see how that would work for me. But then I came across something on Instagram where someone was using the Wonderland 222 or 222, I don't know how to pronounce it, or but they were using the Wonderland 222. And I said, hey, you know, let me look into this. And the way this is set up, it does have the monthly and weekly layouts already pre-printed, so I wouldn't have to draw them out or glue them in, you know, the way some people do with the Stylogy. So those are pre-printed, and that would be great. And also it does have blank note pages that I could use for daily pages should I want to. And since those notes pages are not dated, I wouldn't feel the pressure of having to write something down every single day. So I noticed that the company does offer the planner as well as a notebook. So I ordered both, of course, because I just want to try it out. So that's what led me here today to unboxing the Wonderland 222 to show you all. And I'm going to, like I said, after I set it up and get everything laid out the way I want to and kind of backfill pages, because it is mid-January right now when I'm filming this. So I am going to backfill everything from January 1st on, and maybe use it for a few days before I upload this final video so that you can see how I'm using it, how my spreads look, the way I'm using the layouts. Any information I can offer you, I'm gonna put together in this video and show you. Oh, and I know I mentioned all of the pros that led me to choosing the Wonderland 222, but I will also mention some of the cons that I noticed at the end of this video. So please make sure you stick around to catch that. All right, with all of that said, now let's get started. All right, so here we are a few days later, and I've had an opportunity to set up the Wonderland to almost exactly the way that I want it, but it's a good start. I actually, like I said, I went back and I filled in most of the stuff from the previous weeks in an attempt to start from early January or the early 2021. And I backfilled things, and then I added in some things over the past few days as well. So I'm going to take you on a tour, walk you through how I have everything set up and how it's working for me. But first, I do want to say I have it in this cover. This is a Moterm cover. I'll have everything linked down below, and if it's an Amazon link, it will be an affiliate link. So this is a Moterm cover. I actually got this through AliExpress, but you can sometimes find them on Amazon. I think I wanted the black one, but it was going to take several weeks. So I just went through AliExpress, and surprisingly, that came quicker than it would have come through Amazon. So that's what I did here. So here's the cover, and it's a B6 leather cover. And as you can see, I have both the planner, that's the one in the front, and the notebook in here. And it fits snugly, but still works. I also do have the pen loop. That's right here. I'm trying to look through the screen and do this, so it's a little weird. But I have the pen loop that's right here. I don't normally use these pen loops, so I don't know if I'm going to keep it on here or what. But you can see how this fits in here, and I do like it. I really like the compact size, and surprisingly, this actually fits in my purse, which is a good thing. I don't normally take my planners out of the house with me, but in case I wanted to, I can bring it along with me. And I also do like that I have the option to take either the planner or the notebook out should I need to. So let's open it up. So over the past couple of days, I did a little personalization, as you can see. And I'm also I'll take the books out in a minute to show you. But here I just have a February card. It's not even February yet, but I just stuck it in here. And some pictures of my family that I love. So first let me show you the book. Originally, I was going to show you what everything looks like without being filled out. But like I said, there are other videos that show the blank books, and there are other videos, or actually, and you can see all of that on the company's website. So here's the planner. It's actually a little thinner in size than the notebook is. I'll pull this out in a minute as well. But this is the planner, and what I did was printed a graphic onto label paper and stuck it in there, and I didn't bother going all the way across because it's just going to be, you know, this side is going to be hidden in the cover anyway. So I didn't waste paper with that. And this one is the notebook, and what I did was covered it in like a, let me show you. I covered it with a piece of paper that I printed out, just kind of like an old school book cover, and I have it like that for now. I don't know if I'll change it or what. I just didn't really want to do anything permanent, but at the same time I didn't want that large logo showing right here whenever I flipped to the notebook. And I feel like these designs complement each other. I got the graphics from You and I graphics on Etsy. I'll have that link down below as well. So for the initial setup, I did that. And then I did add these tabs. And these are mini tabs by Midori. Let me take that out. Let me give you a closer look. So I did add these tabs. As you can see, these are mini tabs by Midori. This is a page flag that's reminding me of something that we'll get to. And then this is one of the Avery tabs. But these are the mini tabs by Midori. And I really like them because they are very slim and they don't stick out a lot. And I tabbed every month. So that's what that's noting there. And then this larger tab I have for my trackers. And then this larger tab down here is to take me to the notes section in this planner. So let's flip through. And also in these front pockets, I have the current dots that I'm using. So these are the dots that I was using for January. And these are the dots that I'm using for February. So I just have them in here in case I need to update those calendars. And those are from Cloth and Paper. I have an ollie clip there. The ollie clip is not functional because well, for these pictures, I have these stuck on with a little bit of washi tape so I can take them off if I need to. But I just have that for decoration and in case I need to pull it off and use it later on. So here we have the key and the index. I'm pretty sure I probably will not use a key. I definitely will use the index to note the pages of things that I put in the notes section of this book. So I do intend to use that. And then this is the calendar layout. So we have 2020, 21, 22, and 23. And I just tipped in, this is actually a photo that was on my phone. I don't even think I've posted it to Instagram. Some of these pictures I've actually posted to Instagram and some of them were just in my phone. I just wanted to add some color. And this was the easiest and cheapest way for me to do it. I printed it on vellum, cut it to size, and then tipped it in, which means I taped it in so that it folds over just like a regular page. So after that calendar, you have a yearly spread. And this is like a perpetual calendar, and it's everything on one page. And I'm still not exactly sure how I'm going to use this. Since the planner contains all of the months, I do my pre-planning on the actual month, and I'll show you how I do that once I get into it. So I'm not quite certain how I'm going to use this just yet. But if you keep on going, we go to the quarterly spreads. Still not certain how I'm going to use these either. So once you pass all the quarters, now we get into the trackers. And this tracker is for November of 2020. Obviously, since that's past, I don't need it. So this page is December of 2020, but I just put another picture here that I printed on vellum. I think this one is posted on my Instagram somewhere. But this is the tab that I use to flip straight to my trackers. And it's very appropriate because normally I do fill out my trackers in the morning while I'm still in bed, maybe sometimes with a cup of coffee. So here you have January, and of course I'm testing out how I'm going to do this, but let's see, trying to bring it a little bit closer. So here you have January, and I'm testing or tracking a few things over here on the left, and then I'm also tracking my cycle day, and I want to see how that corresponds with energy levels. I have a marked low, medium, high on this side, and the marker columns is what indicates the energy level. And then I have the line graph that indicates the number or the hours of sleep that I've gotten, and I have that marked on this side from 4 to 10 hours to kind of see how all of that corresponds, because I actually sometimes do have trouble with sleeping, and I think it's cycle related. I'm not entirely sure, but I do want to track it to see how that works out or how I can manage it a little bit better. So that's what I'm doing for now, and I'm sure I'll continue that into February. So we do have a tracker for each month of the year through December of 2021. Then this is a notes page, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do here. I'm thinking I may do a spread dedicated to my word of the year, which is balance. I mentioned that in my last planner video. And then we get into November, and here you can see it says November overview. So at the start of each month there's an overview page where I guess you could plan out maybe tasks that you want to complete for the month, or maybe some goal focuses that you want to have for that month. Sky's the limit. Then you get into the monthly overview. I'm not using these. I feel like these are wasted pages, but this is what, you know, this is showing you what a blank layout looks like. So that's the month on 2 pages, and there's a column here for any notes you want to take, and then it goes Monday through Sunday. Then you get into the weekly spreads, and this also goes Monday through Sunday, but Saturday and Sunday are stacked. So you don't have the hourly layouts that you would have on the weekdays. And these hourlies go from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And you do have this box that sections off at the top and a box that sections off at the bottom. So that's what that looks like. And this is all for November. I have all of them for December as well. Like I said, I feel like it's wasted paper. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but maybe something. And I did backfill in things that happened over the last few weeks so that I could start from January 1st, or at least from that first week of January. I think it started like December 28th or something. We'll get there. But anyway, here's the month overview, and I noted some important dates. I think, did I note it? I didn't note any birthdays on here, but that's what I normally would do, and a few tasks that I want to make sure I get accomplished this month. So that's pretty much what I do use these monthly overviews for. And you can see I use the Ibiza dots that I showed you in the beginning from cloth and paper to note those specific days. Also, these dollar signs are from cloth and paper as well. And now we get into the weekly layouts. So this was the first week, and like I said, yes, it started from December 28th through January 3rd, and I kind of used it to mark out my time, or like my time tracking what I did for those days. Also marked out, you know, that I was off from work or my office was closed. I have some birthdays indicated up there as well, dinner plans, things like that. And I will say that all these layouts are kind of like test layouts. I'm not sure if these are things that I will definitely stick to, but we'll see. I have the whole year to play around with. I have the whole year to figure that out. On this layout, I didn't have a lot of information in my previous planner to show what I actually did. So, but I did transfer over, like on the Monday, I have a task list. I noted here what video I posted on that day. And then on the days that I did have some information, I filled that in, as well as some meetings. That was date night. Another small task list here. And then this was the following week. I did some of the same thing. And I do indicate the hours that I work, but it's a little confusing because of course I work like 9 to 5. And then there's some tasks intermixed in there, but it doesn't necessarily indicate the time that I completed the task. I just keep the task on the specific day that I did accomplish it. And I use Saturday just for the weekend task list. Same for Friday. And I would like to note that my plan or my intention for these weekly layouts are to note what actually happened, not necessarily what I would like to happen, or you know, when I want to do laundry or when I want to do certain things, but I note exactly when things actually did happen so that it can be more of an accurate reference if I look back on it. So next we get into the current week, and I'll show you that this is a little clip or marker. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's also by Midori. I got it from Jet Pens, and it's really thin. I really like it, but it indicates the current week that I'm on. So of course next week I'll switch it so that when the book is closed I can easily flip to the current week. So here we are with the current week. It has a lot more information filled in, and I have a little to-do list that I have here on a transparent sticky note from cloth and paper, and I tried to jazz it up a little bit. Tried to use some of the stickers that I have from Happy Planner. Oh, that's not Happy Planner, that's cloth and paper. No, that actually might be Sweet Caress. But anyway, I used some of the stickers that I have from Happy Planner to indicate certain things, and I really do like how this spread turned out. And then here's next week. I also have another transparent sticky note there. This is actually pages that I was thinking about adding to my planner. I'm still undecided on whether I will, but last night I went in and added meetings that I know I have coming up for next week. So things like meetings or things that are likely not going to change, I will pre-fill those in on the weekly layouts, but for the most part I will fill in information for the day as it happens. So at the end of January, you have a January review, and I guess I could use this, and I'm not entirely sure, but I could use this to measure the progress that I made on any of my goals, or I could use this to do a review of maybe my productivity. Maybe I could note some highlights for the month. I'm still working out exactly how I'm going to use this. I am of course going to film some planner updates throughout the year, or at least I hope to. And if you like to see those, please subscribe. But I'm sure I'll be showing some things on my Instagram as well, so you can catch me over there. And then the February overview might be where I list out what my goals are and what I want to specifically do during this month to bring me closer to completing those goals. So here we have the February monthly, and I do have some things noted. I don't have like all birthdays filled in or anything, but some appointments, paydays, when my office is closed, that type of stuff. And these are all the weeklies. And then I'll show you, so once I get to March, using that little tab on the side, these transparent stickies, this is from Poi & Hun. This is how I note things that are coming up, or this is how I typically pre-plan. So before I mark it into the planner in ink, I will write it out on the sticky, and then just before the month starts, that's when I'll actually go in and fill everything in. So I have one of those transparent stickies on every month. I don't normally mark birthdays on these either, because then that makes them fill up too much, but I do have a few birthdays on there. I have one for the month of April, and then May. Oh, this is actually a clear or transparent sticky note. The other one, this Poi & Hun sticky note, is also transparent, but you can see it a little bit better. It's gray. These are clear. These are from Cloth and Paper. So I have one on each month, so that when things pop up or come up, I can just fill it in on this little sticky note and have it there for me when I'm ready to plan out the month. So flipping through all of the months, once you get past all of that through December 2021, that then brings you to the notes section of this planner book. And there are about 70 or so pages, I believe, of just notes pages. And I have this little tab. This is an Avery tab. And I have it down here at the bottom. It's repositionable, so it won't, you know, harm the page or anything. But I would typically, if I need to flip straight to it, just flip it like that. And I have this printout on vellum of a picture that I found online, and I absolutely love it. It just looks so peaceful, so calm, so chill. So I wanted something in this section that I'm going to flip to regularly to kind of greet me there. So as we get into the notes pages, I have my goals for 2021 laid out. And like I said, I have this little sticky note here. I had it also on this section back here, because it's things that I know that I want to fill in that I haven't yet done. So I have this sticky note because I still need to finish some of my goals for 2021. And I also have this section that I put together, and when I do my goals, when I plan my goals, I can say that I have separate categories. So there's 6 separate categories. I specify what the main goal is for that category. I specify what my priorities are for that goal, and then strategies on how I'm going to meet those goals throughout the year. And then this section, I have these 6 goals listed over here on the left. And then my blueprint is to break down what I need to do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and for the full year or at the end of the year, to make sure that all of the goals are completed. So what do I need to do on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, quarterly, and it helps you to kind of check in with your goals to make sure you're going to meet them, or to see if you need to adjust them if you don't meet them. And then I do have some pages or some flags. These are from Post-it, where it's telling me which notes or what notes I want to put in here. I do have a custom planner coming that I ordered, and I want to put all of that information into this book so that I know where it is so I can go back and reference it. So I do have it written out someplace else. I'm going to transfer it into here. And then there are some memory keeping projects that I have planned for this year that I want to focus on. So I'm going to put that in there as well. So that's all I have currently in the notes section. And as this fills up, I'm going to add those to my index. So for instance, maybe the first thing that I have on here is going to be my 2021 goals. And I'm going to note that those can be found on page 214 or 214 through 217. And then in the index, I'll note that my custom planner info is found on page 218, so on and so forth. So that is the planner book, the planner portion. And I will say, I really do like the cover that Wonderland uses. It feels very smooth, semi-suede-like kind of, but it does feel really nice. But like I said, I covered this one because it had the really large logo that I wasn't a huge fan of. So I covered it with this paper that I printed out, and I just have it stuck in there in the back. It's not even taped or anything. And I have it clipped with this ollie clip here so that when I open it, it goes straight to what I'm treating as my inbox. So here is where I'll keep additional sticky notes if I need them. I can write down a quick note before transferring it someplace else. So this will be used as my inbox. And again, this is a picture that I took on my phone, and I just feel like it vibes with everything. And it was free, it's mine. So that's what I decided to use in here. So what I'm using this notebook portion for is for my dailies. And this notebook portion does have an index as well. So I will use the index if there are some important notes that I want to refer back to, or things that I know I want to refer back to. For the most part, I'll try to put those kinds of notes into the planner and index them there and save most of these pages for my dailies. But in the event that doesn't happen, I can still index certain things on this page. So starting in with my dailies, and I did transfer this information over from my other planner. I just started out with noting, I have like some of my to-dos. I have a definitely section and a maybe section, and then a little bit of journaling about how the day went. And then down here I still intend to put some kind of quote in there, and I use these stickers from Happy Planner just to jazz up the page a little bit. So continuing to flip through, I'm testing out what types of daily layouts I want to use. Since I have these schedules over in the planner, I have the hourly schedules, I don't necessarily need them on my dailies. And the dailies go from 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. So it gives you a much longer time span. But on this day, I did add in things that happen. I add in, according to the times, I added in the meals that I have for the day, some tasks, and a little bit of journaling. For this section, I didn't use the daily area, but I did note some tasks, some notes for myself, maybe journaling a little bit, stuff about the plumber, and the meals that I have for the day. And since this spot was empty, I added a little sticker. Not a huge fan of stickers like that, but I just added it to fill in the space. Now I will say that this page I actually quite like. Maybe it's because it has plants on it, I don't know, but I do like the way this turned out with the washi tape. I'm new to washi, so this is something that I was trying out. So I have the date. I do have the schedule of things that happened or when they happened, and in there I do have my meals if I need to refer back to it. For digestive purposes, health purposes, I do like to have a general understanding of the things that I've eaten to see what might bother me, what might cause a migraine, and so forth. So I do like to note that somewhere. So again, I have the tasks for that day. I have some orders that I was tracking, a note about what happened this day. And then on Friday and Saturday, I was just not into it. And that's okay, of course. I don't have to have a full date or a full spread for each day. And that's what I like about these, that they're not dated. I can use them however I want. That was the biggest deterrent for me from getting a Hobonichi cousin, because the daily sheets are dated. So I would feel like I have to use a full day, you know, a full page for a day. So here I just had a few tasks that I wanted to make sure I got done on these days and some notes. And here I have just some notes pages. So some ideas for how I want to update my finance planner, ideas for Lent, things for my plants, some tasks that I need to get done, which I still haven't done yet, and notes for the agenda for a meeting that I was going to be having a few days later. And then here we get into the following week. This is Monday and Tuesday. That's actually last week, because now we're at the following Monday, which is the 25th. But anyway, so I do have, again, the schedule, some tasks, a little bit of journaling. Same thing on this side. Schedule, I had a top 3 tasks. I did note my workout for the day, some journaling, meals. Again, just playing with all of the layouts to see how I really want to use the daily pages. And it could switch up whenever I wanted to. This page, I was just writing anything because I wanted to try out the ink, which I really like. It's kind of like an olive green ink with a little bit of shading that I think is really cool. And then on this side is for this current weekend, or the most recent weekend. And I knew that I just wanted to put everything together, and that there would be a list of tasks that I want to make sure I get done during the weekend. You know, it didn't matter exactly which day it happened, but I wanted to lay it out for the weekend. So I have my list of definitely tasks, definitely maybe tasks, and maybe tasks. And I'm still working through these to see, you know, what's gonna happen today. Here I am filming the Wonderland video, so I can check that one off as soon as I'm done. And I do have the space if I wanted to journal or add whatever I want to. I'm not sure what that's gonna be. And then on Saturday, I did feel like I needed the hourly, actually. I wanted to plan out when I was going to do what. I had to run out to drop something off for my sister. I had to go to my mother-in-law's house. You know, there was some other things that I needed to do, and I wanted to know exactly when I was going to do it. So I did plot that out. And then this is the time layout for Sunday, which I don't really need necessarily, but there it is. And this is a sheet of blotting paper that I do use. Since I use fountain pens, the ink sometimes does not dry very quickly, so I do blot the pages before I turn them so that it doesn't smear onto the other page. And then the rest are blank. And then that's the back. And back here I have this Hobonichi stencil. This is the green one, and it has the boxes, circles, and lines. So that's what that's for, in case I need it. So that's pretty much how I have set up my Wonderland 222 B6 planner. I can say I am so happy with this planner. I love it. The size, as I suspected, is perfect for me. And I'm really digging it. I'm really feeling it. I do like this cover from Moterm for it. I love that it fits both the planner and the notebook. So that's a huge plus. I do know there are other shops where you can get custom planners for it. And if I decide to stick with this B6 size for, you know, the long haul, then I would definitely invest in a custom cover. But the Moterm works just as well. It's really good. It smells great. It smells like leather. Oh, and it does have this large back pocket. I don't suspect I'll ever use that, but if I needed to stash, I don't know, receipts, notes, whatever, I can put that back there. But I am really enjoying the Wonderland 222 B6, and I do highly recommend it. This also comes in an A5 size. Okay, so I know at the beginning of the video I did promise to note a few cons that I found with the Wonderland 222, and I'll go through them right now. So probably one of the biggest cons for me personally is that this starts in November. I feel like that's a bunch of wasted space. I'm a person who likes to keep the year in its own book. So for a 2021 planner, I would not have, you know, November and December of 2020 in this book. So this is a bunch of just wasted space. I could have used extra note pages for this, you know. So I would hope that maybe in the future the company provides an option to have a November start calendar or a January start calendar. That would be very beneficial to people like me who prefer to keep 1 year contained on its own. I do know that it is a very small company at this time, so maybe that's something they could do in the future once they grow and expand. So yeah, this is all of this is wasted space or wasted pages that I would never use. I did contemplate covering them up and using it for other things, but we'll see. I also don't want to make this too thick or too bulky at the same time. The next con that I noticed, and it's something that I don't mind, but it's the fact that there's a stacked weekend. And I understand that it allows more space to write on the days from Monday through Friday, which I personally appreciate, but there are some people who would need that hourly schedule for Saturday and Sunday. Maybe they work on those days, or they still have very busy days, you know, on the weekends. So they want that hourly layout for Saturday and Sunday. So that could be a con if you are that kind of person. Another thing I found interesting was the yearly tracker. I'm not entirely sure what to do with it. A lot of times in the past I've used these perpetual calendars to mark upcoming events, but because of the size of this, that's like impossible, you know. So I do feel like for that purpose, it could have been spread across 4 pages instead of 2. So it could have shown you 6 months on this page, and then, you know, turn the page and then do another 6 months. But since this is a planner that contains all of the months in the book, maybe that would have been redundant. But I really have no clue what to use this for since it's such small spacing. So that could be a con. It may result in, you know, turning out to be wasted space for a lot of people. The next thing that I know some planners might not appreciate is the fact that the monthly overviews are just before each month. I know a lot of people who prefer to have all of the months grouped together and then all of the weeks grouped together. So I guess it's a matter of how you are used to planning. The Hobonichi, which is a, you know, very similar planner to this one, does group all of the months together and then the weeks separate. And there are some people who don't even like that. So this could be a con. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, but for somebody it might be a deal breaker. And speaking of the Hobonichi, I will note that the same paper is used in the Wonderland 222 as is used in the Hobonichis. And that's the Tomoe River paper, that's what it's called. It's a really thin paper, and that's what helps you to be able to include a whole bunch of information, a whole bunch of pages in such a small package. So it's a nice paper. It's very thin. Depending on the pens you use, you might get some bleed through. I think fountain pen ink works extremely well on these pages, which is another reason why I like it. But some people may not like the ghosting that occurs with different inks. Also, I hear that gel pen inks aren't the greatest on this paper either. You have to get something that's a little faster drying. So maybe like a Sarasa Dry kind of gel. And do I have one? I do. Like a Sarasa Dry might be good to use on this kind of paper. Also maybe something with a smaller or finer point so that it doesn't leave too much ink down on the paper. I don't know. If you're into gel inks, you can test that out to see which one is best for you. Oh, and another con that I actually mentioned, and I explained that's why I have this cover on this one, is the large logo that's on the front of the book. I mean, it's nice, but I don't necessarily want that in my face every time I open up the planner. It could have been maybe on the spine, maybe a little bit down there, a little down there, I don't know. It just does seem very overwhelming for this size of a planner. So that could be a con as well. That is definitely a con that applies to me. Alright, so now I've laid out how I'm using the Wonderland 222. I've laid out everything I love about it, the things that I don't quite love about it. And yeah, tell me what you think. What do you think about the Wonderland 222? Would you use it? Like I said, this is a B6 size. It also comes in an A5 size for people who like larger space for planning and for writing and journaling notes and everything. So it's great that multiple options are available at this time. And the covers come in this black cover, this black color, a teal color, and like a blush pink kind of color. All three are very nice looking and very stylish, and seems like they would suit a lot of people's tastes. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day.